At the beginning when I said, "Hey, there's a different and additional perspective," it was the idea of they give us just a little, right? So you have just enough to feel like, all right, you're in control of things. But as we've talked about, I still purchase my seed potatoes. I haven't bought them online in a number of years. Exactly. Well, one, the price point for online seed potatoes. Two,
Ridiculous.
the when I'll get them, when they'll like when the company will ship them to me, right? So I normally pick them up from Menards if I haven't saved the seed potatoes because they have them in the stores come around March, right? It's still kind of tight. If I really want to get it in early, I need to already have the seed potatoes. But seed potatoes, I'm hoping to save more of my garlic this year. I bought some last year. I did plant some of my saved garlics, bulbs basically. There's some things though you're still tied to the bigger machines for the bigger companies for to get into your growing your garden, right? So again, it's the you give us a little bit. There are any number of vegetable plants that I can plant because I have the seeds for, and I can get those seeds for, and I can save seeds and so on and so forth. But I feel like there is some like almost false sense of control that we have
Yeah.
as everyday gardeners. And it's again, I'm not looking to take over the world when it comes to, with my garden and never go into a grocery store. No, that's not the case. But my eyes are open when it comes to how much are within my reach and how much I still need, bigger companies for. And I do believe that's intentional. I believe if we couldn't grow anything, there's a revolt. But I think that we're able to grow just enough where there's a level of comfort that, oh no, they're fine with us growing our own food.
Yeah. To an extent.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hence the reason, and it would be really interesting if you looked into it, the fresh produce sales in the grocery store per capita season. I would highly imagine that the fall season it would go through the roof. I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine because it's not pushed right. And look, it's
Yeah.
not like I'm sitting here saying like gardeners are everywhere and we are making a dent in the food system, and that's not what I'm saying. But it does make a difference. And when you get into certain communities, there are enough people where like it could really make a big difference. I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's across the gamut in the grocery stores. It's just not about fresh produce. It's about instead of, you know, growing and then eating the beans that you grew, like, black eyed peas or navy beans or whatever have you, you're going to instead buy them as dried beans or buy them as canned beans or buy them as yeah, beans from the freezer section. So it's not just what's in that initial produce section that's fresh.
right.
When you come to fall, we have in our minds the kind of things that you eat during the fall. I mean, where did salad in the summer come from?
Look, we've had this conversation before. I don't know. It's stupid. It really
That
is.
I mean, it's if now again, now this is we're gonna go off. We're gonna round up with a recipe of the day, but it's no different than where milk being a part of your everyday breakfast comes from. It's very intentional. So
Well,
salad in most places in the north, you can't grow on your own. So guess where you have to buy it from? Lettuce greens.
yeah, and I mean, like milk is more of a historical nutrition thing. Um,
Not quite.
there's a lot there. And look, I am very privy to the whole influence the industry has on what we do and all of that. But and I just saw something the other day where whole milk is actually more hydrating than water. So I was reading it and it was very interesting. But we're not here to talk about milk. No. Um,
Or the dairies or anything like
yeah,
that.
nothing like that. That's not what we do here. But I mean,
I guess let me make my final note on the things that are unnatural when it comes to the way that nature produces things
yes.
within your area. Pay attention to that. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna have to buy salad greens like in a week, and it breaks my heart.
So
And I'm
this,
gonna have to do it because I enjoy specifically lettuce,
yeah,
right? And I want lettuce in my
you can
salads,
grow it
and
in
I'm
your
not gonna be able to
house.
grow it for months now.
You can grow it in your house.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just
I
got
sent you
the
the whole
fungus gnats
thing.
under control. I just got fungus gnats under control. And months ago, I got aphids under control.
So it's funny, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but you brought up a can of beans.
Mhm.
Nobody ever talks about preserving. Just
Mhm.
saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, those three companies, the sites I went
Never
to.
ever talk about preserving.
Mm-mm.
Very interesting, is it not? Which
Mhm.
is a
Absolutely not.
tenet to gardening, because when you grow your own food, you get so much that it's like, well, what do we do? You
The
can it.
jarring companies are like, "Can we get in on this deal? What's
You
going
mean
on?"
the jarring company.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
two,
So there's that
Ball
too.
and Kerr. That's it.
Yep.
Why is there only two jarring companies? There's other ones, yeah, but standout, solid producers that when you close your eyes and you think of seed companies, as a gardener, you think of probably 10 different seed companies immediately.
Mhm, mhm.
When I think about buying jars, I think Ball and Kerr. End of story.
It's like when you think about, a Kleenex.
That's the damn tissue, but we call it by the name. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So we said, and we're running out of time very fast. We said we were going to give you some ideas to kind of go, break this mold, some things to work on. And so very quickly, there's three things that you can do to break this mold. One of them is start your own seeds. Okay. So that just gives you full and complete control over what you're growing. The second one is going to be timing. So this is one of the issues that both Batavia and I have seen and kind of gripe about is the timing. Wouldn't you say, Batavia?
Absolutely.
So, timing is everything. And without starting seeds, you can't control your timing at all.
Mhm.
So they feed into each other, right? So if I'm
Yeah.
going to buy a starter plant, I'm stuck with whenever it's available to me.
Mhm.
But you can
And whatever
go,
condition it's in too.
yeah, whatever. I mean, if you want to grow a tomato and you're like, well, damn, there's only one tomato left and I want to get in the ground now, it don't matter if that bitch has one leaf on it.